Hello everyone, my name is Mille and welcome back to another Season Max video. In this series I go over the max tunes and patterns for the most important cars of this season, and aside of that I will show you a stage 5 tune for the Prestige car that might be useful for the Prestige Cup, which has a final time of roughly 13.0. The cars that you will see here today are the BMW i8 Liberty Walk, the Maserati GranTurismo MC Stradale, the Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus 004C, and the Evo Showdown prize, yes, Showdown, 004CS, which is the fastest free-to-get purple star in-game as of now. I will not only show the tunes, I will also give a little word on each car, so perhaps you get to know something more about it, and maybe like it a little bit more, but I will try to not stretch it too far. You can find timestamps down below if you want to skip to certain parts. Before I start, I would like to point out two things. The times here are not world record runs. If records already exist, I try to get as close as possible within hundredths of a second. And if there are no records yet, I try to set a certain benchmark, which will most likely be beaten once the car is released to the public. I would also like to thank Natural Motion for providing me the cars on my dummy account to show you what they are capable of. Now, let's get into it. To start things off, the milestone car, the BMW i8 Liberty Walk. Finally, it is in the game after having it teased for such a long time, but this was not done by Natural Motion directly. It was mostly because of this picture here, where the CSR logo could be seen on the car, and then speculations came up quickly, but it got wiped away over time. Up until 2.9 when it dropped and it became probably a favorite of many in tier 4, because looks wise, this thing is insane. But what is even crazier is how much power this small 3-cylinder turbocharged 1.5 liter can produce, because it can put down 231 brake horsepower on the rear wheels. The front wheels then are powered by 2 electric motors, putting down an additional 131, bringing the total to 362 produced by this combined hybrid. It's not the most powerful out there, but back when it came out in 2013, it was something quite revolutionary and quite special. But one of the facts that I like the most about this car is that the rear window is actually 2 layers of Gorilla Glass. Yes, the same as you have on your phone or the tablet you're using to play the game or to watch this video. This is done to reduce the noise in the cabin by absorbing engine sound. Other than that, when talking about the look, my 3 favorite things on this car are the butterfly doors, the laser headlights, which have by the way a further reach than LED headlights, to my surprise. But my favorite has to be the rear lights. The way they open up, creating a C shape that is incorporated with the rear fenders, creating an aerodynamic tunnel, is something so unique and so special, which gives this car such a special spot in my heart. In game now we have 3 models, the regular i8, the ACS 8 and this Liberty Walk version, which to me is the best looking one and hands down my favorite. But in case you own an i8 and you want to upgrade it to this, it will only cost you £13,000 or just shy of $17,000, and that is for the carbon version with a ducktail in the back. In terms of performance in-game, it is more like an ACS 8 rather than the i8, which does not make much sense, as the i8 is the fastest of the 3. On my best run, I was able to just pip under the 11.5, which is a quite average tier 4 car. Not a car I'll be investing in, but a very nice collector piece until more colors come available once it becomes a prestige car. Onto the prestige car, the Maserati GranTurismo MC Stradale, a car that actually took a very long time to be added, but finally did so for season number 77. The MC Stradale is the version of which the goal is to give the GT4 experience on a customer on a street legal base. This is done by taking some parts of its GranTurismo Trofeo cousin, such as the carbon fiber hood, the carbon fiber vents on the rear bumper and the special exhaust placement compared to the standard GranTurismo. In terms of performance, it has a 4.7 liter V8 engine, putting down 454 horsepower, which is not a crazy amount considering the car is quite heavy, but it is an increase of 55 compared to the standard model, with a reduction of 110 kilograms, bringing it down to 1,770 kilograms. The three details I like the most on this car are rather small, and the first one isn't even 100% visible. The shift pedals, which make the car look like it's a dual clutch transmission, well in reality it isn't, are just massive race-like carbon fiber pedals, which must be really cool and satisfying to shift with. Then the hood. It has three holes, of which the front is an air intake to help cool the engine off, and the two other ones are there to relieve pressure to get rid of the excess heat. But the biggest masterpiece of this car is without a doubt the front grille, and it's something so elegant and beautiful. It fits perfectly with the car and the Trident just tops it off perfectly. As for performance, its record is set at an 11.863, which is a quite hard time to reach after multiple tries. My best run using the world record tune, I was able to hit an 11.883, while back in my Season Max video of Season 77, I was able to achieve the exact same time with a different tune, which was easier to achieve. But as the record is faster, I will show you guys the max tune used to hit that record time. If you're interested in the other tune, I will put a link here with a card sending you directly to the timestamp. Tune and my best effort. Then jumping to the stage 5 tune really shortly, for the final time of the Prestige Cup you will need a 13.0. On stage 5 my best effort was a 13.64, so you will need 2 to 3 stage 6 parts, which is kind of reasonable. So hopefully this tune helps you out. The most important card for this season is the one that you will have to use in the legendary Golden Cup to unlock the Evo Showdown to get a chance to win the Evo prize car. And the card that you will have to use is the Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus, shortened SCG 004C, a race car completely developed based on the regulations of 24 hours endurance racing. SCG came to the market with the 003 series, and is now planning on doing the same with the 004 branding, of which 3 models will be made. And first the 004S, the regular version, the 004C, with C standing for Competizione, and the 004CS, which is basically an all-out street legal beast, which I'll talk about later. With the same center seat philosophy as the McLaren F1, it's built completely to meet both requirements of the GT3 and the GT4 series, and it can actually be bought. The 004C would allegedly be powered by a GM-based LT4 twin-turbocharged 5-liter V8 developed by Autotecnica Motori, and has just recently made its public debut on track as a test towards the upcoming 24 hours of the Nürburgring. However, since it's introduced to the game, it seems like it has undergone some changes, but of course this is just a test car, so that could be reverted anytime anyways. The thing I like the most about this car is its crazy wing and the way it is mounted to the rear bodywork rather than just placing it on top. And then you can see the SCG rear design ideology is still maintained with a nice arc in the middle. Talking about the back, that diffuser is just crazy. Moving to the front, the hidden race car door hinges that sit flush with the body are barely visible, and of course the double layered duct in the hood to direct the airflow over the car, which is a very nice concept. In terms of performance, this car held shortly the record for the second fastest milestone car ever, as it stood as a 7.363. Now it stands in third behind the Copo Camaro and the TS1 GT. Also, this car seems to be a bit broken, so don't look very weird when I hit the shift pattern. Tune and the run. Now the Evo Showdown price. Later more on that on my thoughts on this showdown aspect. The SCG 004CS, the street legal allowed version of the 004C, where there are no regulations or restrictions to follow. This version you see here is also expected to be more powerful despite dropping 2 cylinders, as it seems like they changed from the LT4 V8 to a beefed up version of the VR38 DETT you can find in the GTR R35. The estimated total output would be roughly 900 horsepower, but what makes this car so crazy is the amount of downforce it can create. Despite not having any race package like a wing or something, it can still produce 861 kilograms of downforce, something you wouldn't expect from a body that looks this sleek. And again we see here the same ideology, the 3-seat center driver layout and the arc in the back, but this time the big wing is being swapped with a spoiler fully integrated to the side fenders, and again a quite crazy rear diffuser. In terms of performance, you would obviously expect it to be faster than, right? It indeed is. New fastest free to get Pearl per star in game with a 7.0, it is over a tenth faster compared to the previous record holder, the TSRS. And it's also the fastest free to get car up until the Cobra Jet will come around and just smash it. So let it enjoy the short held title, tune and pattern. Now before closing off, shortly my thoughts on the Evo Cup Showdown style, and at first I was like, what the f did they do now? Honestly, I'm kind of afraid to how this will play out, but I don't want to jump into conclusions either. It will all depend on how this Evo Cup prize can be won. Participation prize, milestone or leaderboard. All I hope it's not leaderboard dependent, because it would suck if people would miss out on a car because Natural Motion put a limit on it. A reasonable trophy count I think would be a great way to do it. The difficulty level will all depend on the players, so that one is definitely unpredictable. I'm quite curious to see how this will play out tomorrow, but I'm holding my breath for now. Anyways, I will close up for real, I need to get to my bed. If you enjoyed the video, do not hesitate to leave a like, subscribe for more content like this. My name is Mille, see you around, and keep racing.